Alright, it's time to start. Let's see if this bad boy gets going. Alright, we've been live for 5 seconds. Alright, we are live. Alright guys, welcome back. This is Dirk the Red Panda, here with Khemia. This novel is premiering, and it just came out today, so... There's my mic. Why am I talking into my computer? But, yes. This just came out today for the public, and... boy, was I excited to jump on this. I've been working on my own novel, and I understand that struggle of, trying to get out this novel that, been preparing months and months and months for, but my novel's nowhere on this scale of production. But, yeah, this one I was really excited for. I had just sent out, my second round of drafts, I guess, or I updated my beta version so people could not just tell me the same mistakes 20 times, but right when I sent it, Khemia comes out. I get the Discord message, and my heart just... oh boy. The reason why I'm so damn excited is just... it's just gonna be kind of different. I'm not sure if direction's the right word, but it just seems like they're kind of taking the story in a different fashion, I'd say, than Adastra, and I know some people had issues with Adastra as a result, including me a tad, but I don't know, it feels like, even just reading the itch.io page, I was sold on it. Just the description of how the first update's going to go down, with its description, I mean, not spoiling it, but yeah. It just really hooks me, and it felt more deep or more solid than I think Adastra was in the beginning. Adastra seemed very lighthearted in the beginning. This seems like it's going to be really, really serious. Somebody just said they turned to... I'm not sure if they just deleted their message, but a lot of messages retracted. Guys, don't feel embarrassed about your messages. I saw that somebody said they turned 22, and I don't want to say who they are if they didn't want their age to be revealed, but yeah, somebody's birthday is in the chat, and unless they say it's okay for me to wish them by name a happy birthday, then I won't. But happy birthday to that secret person. Won't reveal your name, but I saw. Happy birthday. I'm also 22, so I can relate. Okay, you're cool with it, Akira. Okay, happy birthday, Akira. And hello, Lied, Bunny Boy, Blake, Wolfstar, and Nicholas. Oh, and Cardamon's here. Oh, I can't wait to mention you guys. We have a whole new cast of, background and additional artists or whatnot. I think Cardamon did the logo. If you did, oh my god, it was so hard to, Photoshop and, get the logo out of it, because the whole design of the title screen was just so complex and beautiful. I'm loving this. This is my favorite logo and title screen by far, I think, out of all the VNs I played. So yes, we're gonna get to meet Scipio too, the main character. It's not Marco this time. It seems like we're gonna be in a time between the 8 years, so maybe not when Marco's back. I did a little cheating and went through the illustrations, and Marco is not a illustration, so no Marco, unfortunately. Maybe not yet. Maybe he'll come in and pull off a Spanish soap opera twist and be like, he was my boyfriend! And then everybody just goes to shit. Oh god. I don't know why, but I felt like I was talking for 10 minutes just now about Khemia being so hyped. It's only been 4. Normally I end up talking for 20 bajillion minutes before I start my streams, and it's very mundane crap. This time it's I have something I'm really hyped for, and it feels like each second is passing by like an eternity. I should not keep you guys waiting. I haven't even hit the start button yet or checked it out beforehand, other than accessing the the images files and whatnot from the PC version. So yeah. Yes, Trash Panda, you got here for a stream! Woo! Kinda did it last minute, but yes. Are you guys ready? I gotta make sure y'all are ready. Now that I'm ready for the start of Khemia. This journey is gonna be, gonna be exciting. Oh yes, Cardamom did make the logo, so before everybody says they're ready, Cardamom did this amazing logo. Strange with a J, Strange Civet or Civet Strange, did the background and all this stuff, so all the backgrounds are Stranges. I think they go by he, they. I check their Twitter quickly, and Mo Musician, is the musician. So that's what we're hearing right now. And of course we got Hallie writing, unless I assume otherwise. I know that for the Smoke Room, George Squares and... who is the other person? George Squares and... I'm not sure... I think Red is the same as George Squares. Correct me if I'm wrong, but... yeah, there's like two writers. One does Cliff's route, the other does the three other routes. But there's two... Hallie has not been really involved in the Smoke Room, but it seems like he's been investing in Khemia more now. So, this is the Adastra sequel. Yes. This is why I've been so giddy. George and Red, okay. I thought they were the same person because I knew George is a fox. And I thought Red, fox. I'm going crazy. George and Red are different people. Alright. Just had to check a comment. Thought I recognized somebody. Alright. I assume you guys are ready, because why else would you be on the stream? Alright, so 6.5 minutes have gone by. I'm gonna tell everybody to start the 7th minute mark if they don't want to hear me rant. Alrighty. And save. Alrighty, let us begin. Like Nicholas and Scooby-Doo have said. And yeah, I think Hallie wrote the prologue and part of Nick's route before going all in on Khemia. Okay. That's what kind of cleared the rumor for me. It's just... like, he helped start it, and, you know, he's been involved in Echo and all that, but Hallie's been moving on to bigger and better things, but not really, but different aspects of the Echo Project group or whatnot. Like, all their novels are just blowing up, I think, in general right now. Like, they're the big boys of the VN community. So let's start before I grant for another 20 minutes. Here we go, let's start. Fade to black. I lay back in the cool blackness of my mind. It's nice. A sort of half meditation that my mindfulness teacher once taught me several years ago. One where the music is indeed very loud. Hopefully I do not regret this decision. It seems like you cannot change the volume. Let me just try and go back. Okay. Maybe this will lower the volume. So, I lay back in the cool blackness of my mind. Okay, I think that's better. So we'll go from the start. Sorry, I just had to sound check. I had to vibe check the music. Here we go. I lay back in the cool blackness of my mind. It's nice. A sort of half meditation that my mindfulness teacher once taught me several years ago. It helps to calm my mind, pull it inward from the outward chaos. It makes me forget the responsibilities that rest upon my shoulders. Mainly they rest on my mentor's shoulders, but in turn, he rests upon mine. Focus. I admire the way I'm able to isolate my mind in a place such as this. For many months afterwards, setting foot within these walls sent me into a fit of gasping, as if I were drowning. Now, I imagine to be a different Not only that, but that point in space in which it occurred is billions of kilometers away, in a void that we shall never return to. The halls of the university are only an illusion of a consistent space. Rather, we are at a different point in the universe every moment we exist, whether that be at home, school, or on a diplomatic mission to Khemia. Therefore, I am free from that moment and that place. Now, I am in a clean space. That's exactly the kind of place I need to exist in mentally to keep this assignment. A type of assignment I've wanted my whole life. A sound mind is one of our most important assets. Somebody said I can't hear Dirk. Can you guys hear me? I just got a bit paranoid that my mic just turned off. I can lower the audio, the desktop audio. Okay, with headphones it sounds fine. I just turned down the desktop audio to like -16 for you guys. I tried my best to lower it for my own mic, but I can't, so I did it for you guys. Okay. Hopefully this is a tad better. 20. We're going down to 20. 18. Close enough. Alright. We're back in our peace of mind. A sound mind is one of our most important assets. The past is in the past. And yet, the framing of the space is consistent, and as I just reasoned, the marble, the statues, the lecture halls. Oh, these were all here when it happened, and they are here now. So is it really clean? Stone doesn't live, therefore it cannot witness. But is that even true? I realize my meditation is veering off course, but it's easy to be distracted when you're laying on a bench made of marble and your head is beginning to ache. Then my concentration is broken, and I sigh, rubbing my paws over the cool, polished marble. Do these marble benches and pillars witness and absorb the lives that speak and move around you? If so, then simply distancing myself from a point in space is useless. The objects most important to the event continue to exist nearby. The idea of buildings embodying a character isn't my own. My instructor in Adastran architecture once said that long-lasting structures assume identities more distinct than the people who built them. Oh, especially as time... We witnessed it. We saw you bleed. I opened my eyes, disturbed by what seemed to be both an inner and an audible voice. In fact, I pinpointed it to the statue right in front of me. The one of Antonia crouched on her pedestal. I frowned, staring at it. I'd certainly heard something from that direction, like a whisper. There is no question that this university is filled with unamalgamated spirits, and even in the bright morning light that pours through the windows, Antonia appears eerie to me. Of course, her most famous deed was being an asymptomatic carrier of Lucius fever while a prisoner of the jackals, the outbreak killing thousands. If any statue is haunted, it is likely hers. And then, as I move across the hall, she seems to follow me with her gaze. Oh no, not just in her eyes, but her head as well, and it's so distinct that I have to... Scipio! Oh, gods! Oh, jeez. I leap into the air, stumbling away from the sudden voice and movement. Oh, Vitorus, must you shout? Oh no, it's an older man. Scipio, goddammit! Why must you be staring at the goddamn statues for the 20th time today? Oh, I guess close enough. Close enough to what he said. Am I shouting? I consider this to be a perfectly reasonable volume. I suppose my advancement in age only continues, and you must live with it, and you must learn to live with it. I rub my chest looking over the statue, that strange, dark feeling slowly dissipating. You did not wait for me at the entrance to the forest this morning. Oh, thus my journey was rather dull. Oh, do you find me all that interesting? I move toward the bench, one further away from the statue of Antonia. Well, now that you've mentioned it, or now that you've really managed to capture the attention of the flower jackal in the past few weeks, you most certainly are. He is most interesting. Vitorus is having a little... He's having a little bone on to... Ah, that was a terrible joke. And yet you insult him in the same breath. He is a flower. What of it? He is a Khemian. Even Khemians have the boundaries of gender. That jackal seems just as happy to be treated as a woman as he is to be treated as a man. Oh, I sigh, feeling the chasm between our differences in age now more than ever. Vitorus was once thought of as a leading social progressive back in the days that Amicus' father ruled. Now, with Amicus on the throne, much has changed, and he is rather popular with those of my age. Not so much with Vitorus. Oh, as much as I enjoy your conversations on topics such as the latest fashions and imported Khemian amusement tech, I was actually asked by Amicus to discuss a few things with you. Oh, I feel a falling of feeling in my chest, wondering if I've done something wrong. 2 years ago, Vitorus had picked his top 3 students of Khemian culture to train as his assistant and backup for the mission. I had been one of them, and just last week, I was officially chosen by both Amicus and Vitorus. Well, aren't you special? This was despite the fact that I was solidly middling between the other 2 students in our studies. Carbo should have been the one to go. I was certain it was a dream, and now I wonder if reality is about to catch up with me. Oh gods, it was probably clear that my mind hasn't always been in the present. Sit, Scipio. I do as I'm told, trying to keep my expression stoic so as to avoid embarrassment no matter which way this conversation leads. I love how Akira's like, don't worry, Kato can no longer haunt us. Easy, easy there. I wonder if Kato is part of the other now. Oh, Scipio. Okay, boomer. That's what I was missing. I couldn't see it in the chat. There we go. I'm gonna try my best to size this up. There we go. Oh, we get some CG, our first CG of the day. And a nice look at the Scipio ass. Or is it Scipio? Is it Scipio or Scipio? Anyway. Now, do you know why you were picked to accompany the mission?
I try to think of a reason that won't make me sound too egotistical. Oh, my knowledge of Khemia, especially of the youth culture there. What up, fellow Khemian kids? Vitorus waves his paw.
Oh, please. Khemian youth culture, as you say, does not matter. Besides, Carbo knew more than you. Everything about you was less than Carbo, but we hated that guy. That guy never cared for us. He would always give us cold coffee in the morning, and fuck that.
I blush, even though it is a true and fair statement. Well, the only other reason might be my relationship to Neferu. Or my relationship to Neferu.
Oh, and Brunus. You cultivated casual Khemian friendships with them and with very little effort. Oh, he seems to be pissed off. And Brunus, you cultivated casual Khemian friendships with them with very little effort.
Oh, of course. I did know that having some type of relationship with the actual Khemians we had here would be important. Over the past year, I've made time to speak to them after each of our meetings, making sure to casually greet them if Amicus or Vitorus walked by. I don't know them well, but I needed some type of I don't know them well, but I needed some type of advantage over Carbo. I tried to make it obvious that while Carbo had his nose in his books, I was talking to real Khemians in a casual and friendly way. It seems I made the correct gamble. I mean, it's not difficult, you simply...
Oh, it is difficult for a wolf. Casual friendships only create opportunity for casual betrayals. However...
He glances at me from under his bushy brows.
It provides opportunity for the casual gathering of intelligence as well.
I wince. You want me to spy?
Amicus would simply like for you to keep an eye on them. As we know by now, Khemian bluntness is a myth. Oh, we can never be sure of their true intentions.
I did become their friend with the sole purpose of personal gain in mind.
Sole purpose, sure.
Alright. Still, the friendly feelings are genuine and spying on them don't feel quite right. But I don't...
You accepted the position of a diplomat. Thus, you accepted the responsibility to gather intelligence for your emperor. It is part of your many responsibilities now.
Oh, where do I even start?
Oh, don't ask me. I'm simply an advisor to the emperor on Khemian politics and culture. He only wanted me to prepare you so that it will not come as a complete surprise when you begin training.
Oh. I'm quiet for a moment, knowing that I should have been expecting something like this eventually.
Do you feel you are up to the task? A target like Neferu should be a lucrative one. Also, it's free real estate.
Ooh, we got a good look of our Scipio. I would skip out on class to take a look at that Scipio. 0 for 2 with jokes today. Good job, me. Ah, you sure do smile, Scipio.
I smile. Of course, I did accept the position like you said. Oh, however, the Pharaoh is smarter than you'd have you believe. I doubt he'll give anything away.
Oh no, that jackal's head is full of sand. Even the Emperor has publicly said so.
I could imagine, like, Cassius and Amicus having, like, debates or whatnot. And it's just like, Cassius brings up Neferu.
Neferu's head is full of sand. Amicus is like, I object.
That's probably because you were in his ass, which wasn't full of sand. Or maybe you did feel it, but refused to admit it. Or you refused to admit it, Amicus.
Oh dear God, where am I going? 10 out of 20 for now. 10 out of 20. Improve your jokes, Dirk.
He looked like a snack.
He looking like a dinner right now. If I wasn't full, I'd be.
Oh no, that
Oh no, that Jekyll's head is full of sand. Even the Emperor has publicly said so.
Oh, have you not considered that they are planting him to better spy on us? Oh, that gives my mentor pause. Then he shrugs.
Sorry, Vitorus here has to burp. I'm having old man problems. Oh, if they are, then there are some serious issues in the uppermost echelons of Khemian power. It's well known Neferu is being punished by being here. I mean, he hates his son so much he sent him to live in that same palace as a general from the old war. A general that would unsurprisingly kick his balls into orbit. Ha! Ha 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 ha!
I sigh, feeling sorry for the jackal like I always do when I remember that event. That event.
God, I'm sorry. I just got the hiccups from laughing too hard. Vitor's really got a kick out of that one. I was trying to hold my breath like the method to stop hiccups.
Thanks, Scooby-Doo, for reminding me to hydrate.
Yeah, you can have them with Scooby-Doo. Oh, God. Why is the... Especially with that breathy voice thing. I hear everybody talking about Scooby-Doo and Keisuke and all that. I'm assuming it's probably due to the hydrating.
Yes, my sexy voice for these characters. I'm trying to make Scipio's voice more breathy, though. Like, it's like Neferu's, but a bit more. I don't want to say dainty, but a bit more nuanced, or a bit finessed. A bit more finessed.
Yeah, I'm getting too into it with being hard on myself. Anyway,
Scipio is mine now.
Back off, bitch. He's mine. Anyway.
I sigh, feeling sorry for the jackal like I always do when I remember that event. Immortalized by drone footage is what the jackal is most well known for. He walks in a few moments later than Brunus, the Khemian ambassador to Adastra.
Ooh, the Khemian ambassador to Adastra. Oof. Wait. How is he a Khemian? I thought they all had big, giant ears. I must be stereotyping. Oh, God. Now I wonder who's going to be taking Brunus. Good old Brunus. And look at the gloves. He's got like the Nintendo Power Glove on his... Oh. Now I'm insensitive. Did not realize he lost his arm. Shoot. Sorry about that, Brutus.
They nod at me as usual, but then take their seats in the far corner of the room, apparently taking this time to discuss their own matters. The rest of the planned envoy shows up shortly after, and we begin one of our bi-weekly meetings. It feels slightly different now that my peers are gone, but aside from the room feeling a little more empty, Business progresses as usual. It's a rather casual affair.
Okay, I think I lowered the volume for this music, but the music earlier was not affected by it, so you know, glitches, right?
It's a rather casual affair, if not a depressing one due to our lack of progress. That is, unless the Vizier shows up. He does so unannounced every few months or so after arriving on from the stretch. Otherwise, we discuss how wolvish society and culture should approach its various Khemian counterparts. Then Amicus and Neferu argue for a while about how wolves must learn to separate diplomacy from outright lies, which Amicus argues is the same thing. Then we get the usually somber news from Com about the situation on Earth.
Oh no.
Today is no different.
What's the news? Please tell me the news isn't that bad.
Amicus always goes quiet during these moments, especially now that the news is especially grim.
You will recall that 3 days ago, after the deaths of 3 American diplomats who came into contact with the human, it had been discovered that he is sporadically shedding aviapox virus. This is what's been happening the whole time. It's not that virus, it's aviapox the whole time. We've all been dying due to aviapox, and we just don't know it. God, this is awful. Marco, you should have quarantined. Just saying. He has the dumb bitch juice virus. Anyway.
Unfortunately, there have been further developments in which one of the diplomats visited an establishment that serves food and beverage. 4 British officials were infected by this diplomat and all subsequently perished in the past 2 days. The human has been placed in quarantine and talks between nations have come to a halt for the time being. The United States of America and the United Kingdom have threatened to withdraw from talks if there are further casualties.
Sounds like America. And America's gonna be acting like the United Kingdom is not doing a good job and the United Nations isn't doing a good enough job. Let's just say, I think it's the other way around.
However, there appears to be no further spread of the virus at this time, likely due to its severity and its seemingly always fatal nature in humans. Oh, I don't understand many of the Earth words, but I know the news is bad. How could aviapox be so lethal to these humans? And these threats to end talks. Being part of the Galaxias makes one unused to the idea of hard borders on one's own planet.
My heart hurts hearing this, being in a country that tries to border itself up from everybody.
Sometimes I just want to move to a different country.
Ooh, Amicus has got a little bit of a makeover.
Oh, Amicus grumbles under his breath.
How could they be so goddamn stupid? Oh, he grumbled that. Never mind. I assume he'd be more pissed off.
At first, I wonder if he's talking about the humans, which I find unfair. Then I wonder if he's talking of the parents, which I find rather terrifying. Then he raises his voice.
Do we know of any sapiens that can contract aviapox and remain contagious after initial infection? Ahem. I am not a virologist, but considering how little we know of them, excuse me, I'm not a virologist, but considering how little we know of the effects of the virus in humans, anything could be possible. Yes, and due to parental negligence, he is in quarantine. I am beginning to think we need to bring him back. Like, back here. Back home.
Amicus almost shouts. The first time I've heard him do so.
The parents do work in the most mysterious by making my human appear as if he were a bioweapon. What the hell are they playing at?
Virginia, who had been silent through most of the discussion, clears her throat. Unfortunately, Amicus, we know the parents are not able to foresee all things. We can only control our own duties on our own plane of existence. I know that his relationship with the human was close, though how close is widely different depending on who you ask. It's clear he's more rattled than I've ever seen him, though, his paws shaking on his knees. Oh, speaking of which, you had something to announce to our envoy before the Empire as a whole, did you not?
Oh, did I?
Oh, Amicus. Amicus is really looking more and more Kimbo by the day. Oh, Virginia sighs. Oh, wait, did he not have... Oh, he did have them. I thought they disappeared. I was like, where did his things go? His king crown feathers. Whatever they're called.
Oh, yes, sorry. The parental catastrophe on Earth had me slightly distracted. As you all know, our discussions with the Vizier and the Pharaoh have gone nowhere. To show Khemia that Adastra is truly dedicated to an alliance...
Amicus swallows, as if he's having trouble getting the words out of his throat.
I will be joining the envoy despite the many hardships that this will bring on our world. I do believe the benefits will outweigh the cost.
The Pharaoh's like, oh yes, I'm gonna enjoy this trip. Ooh, I'm gonna have to differentiate Scipio from the Pharaoh's voices. Oof. Oh, so you will be joining us. Oh, I'm surprised. Even I wouldn't have given in to Father's pompous demands so easily.
We negotiated for 3 months, Neferu. Anyway, during this time, Virginia will fill the role of acting empress.
I widen my eyes, if only because it's the first time I've heard such words put together. Vitorus visibly blanches while Neferu and Brunus barely react at all. Thank you, Amicus. I will perform to the best of my abilities during your absence.
You always do, Virginia.
Aw.
This means we should all keep in mind the fact that departure could occur any day now, depending on when the ship arrives.
My eyes widen. So that's why I was chosen now. The day that had always seemed so distant is nigh. The end is nigh.
Okay, now, I must be off to have a discussion with the parents once again, to make sure we are actually still on some sort of track, or we're still on some sort of track.
Bye, guys. Well, Cassius can come, but he needs to back away. Are you sure you want to invite Cassius to this trip? I feel like he'd hijack the ship. The gang is almost all here. Yes, indeed. Yes, Amicus still giving off thick himbo vibes. He's gotten even thicker with the modifications to his sprites. And I'm not sure if I'm, like, loving it or just, like, just being attracted to it. It's like, seeing himbo Amicus is just interesting. It's dark by the time we're heading out. On the way, Amicus corners me to covertly ask if I had discussion with Vitorus. which I confirm. Then Amicus glances over at Neferu, who is leaning up against a pillar. I take the hint, and as everyone else leaves, I approach the jackal, suddenly feeling nervous for some reason. Oh, not some reason, but because now things are a bit different. I'm just gonna raise the volume just so it's not too quiet. There we go. Not some reason, but because now things are a bit different on my end. Well, hello there, chosen one. Usually it is me that approaches you. I shrug as casually as possible. Well, considering that my role is now certain, I thought we should acquaint ourselves further. Oh, is that so? Well, how do you think we could do that? Well... Welcome sex! Welcome sex! Welcome sex! No, I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I sidestep his theatrics. Do you have any interesting plans for the night? Maybe you could help me better understand the Khemian way of things. Oh, that would be rather difficult to do on this planet. But as for plans, well, not particularly. Ooh, get to voice Brutus now. Is that a pipe? Big boy's got the big boy pipe. Should I go for like a Nikolai type of voice where it's just really deep? Or should I give it some gruff? I feel like he's got gruff. Hey, ready to go, Neff? Oh, hey there, Skip. I think that will be it. Hello. I'm at least able not to wince anymore whenever they use that children's name. Or do you say Sip? Oh, Skip. Hello, little Skip. I'm at least able to not wince anymore whenever they use that children's name. Oh, that depends, Brunus. First, I was meaning to ask Skip if he would like to visit a den with me. I blink. That's not exactly what you'd say loudly in a quiet room. A quiet place, if you will. That's also something he's never asked me, despite his notorious promiscuous reputation. Oh, is it because I'm now guaranteed? Gods, would he have asked the same of Carbo? Imagining that bookish wolf in this situation is worthy of a laugh. Oh, maybe Vitorus and Amicus now know more about this relationship of ours than I do myself. Well, still, it's something I've done several times before. But Neferu being a Khemian changes a lot.
Well, alright then. Have fun, you two.
The giant creature doesn't wait for my response before turning and heading out, leaving me alone with Neferu in the empty university. He's still waiting on an answer. Normally, with another wolf, male or female, I would agree. Then we'd stop at bars along the way and possibly, or possibly not, end up at a den. It was a weekly occurrence during my first few years attending this university.
Scipio being the real party boy here. He's just like, yo, let's get some beers. Just imagining him with Brunus. Brunus is gonna be the heavyweight. Like, I could get heavyweight vibes from Brunus. If I went to a party with Brunus, I would low-key just die within the first hour with him. I would not be able to keep up with him. I could see Skiferu Nepio ships. I could totally see that too for his eye.
Anyway. Yet my heart flutters like I'm 10 years younger, about to experience a den for the first time. Yes, I'd like to. Oh, wonderful. As to reflex, I suddenly feel a bit warm at the idea of a Khemian finding me attractive enough to bring to a den. We're similar in structure, so it makes sense, but still. The Pharaoh offers me his arm, as if escorting me. There's an establishment in the clay district we can go to. Or wait, no, the Pharaoh's voice, never mind. There's an establishment in the clay district we can go to. Ah. Is that a place you'd have problems? Well, it's more the place that has a problem with me. They're not a fan of the elite. I say it with some exasperation, not really feeling elite in any way. Oh, that's calmed down a fair amount in the past 3 years, hasn't it? I still avoid it when I can. I'll keep you safe. I'll keep you safe. He's right in that it's been a long time, and as far as I know, no maned wolves have been attacked recently. Oh, he's a leggy boy. Ooh, Scipio's a leggy boy. Low-key, I was going to add a maned wolf to my update, but I'm gonna wait till like the second update to add this character. So, anyway. No maned wolves have been attacked recently. There will be some NSFW-ish things coming up in the den, so warning for you, Dirk. Gotcha! I got them good old sensor bars just in case. Where are they? Down here, actually. Top and bottom. Got it. The jackal keeps my arm around his entire time. And I speculate that some sort of Khemian ritual before sexual intercourse.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I begin taking mental notes. I quickly forgot about the other, possibly hostile pedestrians as we get closer to the dens. Oh God, I'm very nervous. And that's embarrassing for someone like me, well into their 20s. The entrance is a shady side door when the Pharaoh signs in and pays, ignoring the stairs before we're led down a narrow hall, then into our personal den. The lights are dimmed low, and the Pharaoh fumbles with the switch while I sit on the bed.
Better safe than sorry. Where's the sensor button again? I cannot tell. Oh, nothing yet. Nothing. Oh, nothing yet. Okay, don't worry. I thought he was naked. He's just wearing his undies. Nope, that's the YouTube chat. There we go. Sorry, I haven't used this sensor bar in ages. Shame on me.
As the artificial windows glow more brightly behind the Pharaoh, filling the room with light, I'm hit by nostalgia from a time that wasn't all that long ago. It's cramped, slightly tacky, but still pleasant. Dens were mainly frequented by students who were on their third warning for fornicating on campus.
God damn it. Why the... Really? In my dorm room? I could just imagine that. Luckily, I did not have that happen with my roommate who had a girlfriend, so no problems with that. If anything, I was just kicked out of the room. But it only happened like twice. So, yeah.
Dens were mainly frequented by students who were on their third warning for fornicating on campus. I still live on campus, and while I know Neferu lives in the Imperial District, I don't know his exact situation. I assume there's a reason he brought me here instead of his place.
Oh, I assume you're familiar with this type of place, then.
I glance at him, and he smiles toothily. Sexual intercourse is forbidden on all grounds of Varro's University.
Mental note, don't go to Varro's University. You can't do the sex there. Got it. Then again, you can't do it on BYU campus either. So, what am I to say? I don't know if you're allowed to do it on my campus grounds, but since I'm in my own studio in a week now, then I'm not gonna have that problem. Come to my studio. I only have a twin bed. We'll grind on the twin bed and try and sleep in a cramped twin bed.
Yep. The Pharaoh rolls his eyes, grabbing a bottle of wine.
Ah, shoot, I had salmon for dinner today. I should have had wine with it. Oh, is it too late to get wine? I could have a glass of wine. But I'm more of a white wine person than a red wine. Even though I like red wine. I don't know if we have red wine open, though. I think we only have the white one open. And I know the Pharaoh drinks red wine. This needs to be a question asked to Howley and the Echo Project team. Do Khemians prefer white or red wine? And do Adastrans prefer white or red wine? Even Amorphans, screw it. Let's ask it, like, which cultures prefer which wines? Are they white or red wine people? Anyway. The Pharaoh about to get drunky drunk again. And here I thought wolves were sexually liberated. Yep. And here I thought wolves were sexually liberated.
Well, we are. It just happens to be the leading university on the moon. Neferu leans in casually against the armrest, drinking straight from the bottle.
Neferu is an absolute Chad. Holy shit, Neferu.
I attended the best university in the Galaxias, and there were rooms dedicated to the act on campus.
Go to the sex rooms. I could just imagine, like, all the sex rooms being occupied. It's like, dang it, the sex rooms are occupied. Now what? Looks at a nearby bush. Excuse us? He is indeed a Chad. The Virgin Cassius versus the Chad Neferu. I would love to see that.
I attended the best university in the Galaxias, and there were rooms dedicated to the act on campus. Oh, I bristle just slightly at the dig at my school, even if it's true that every school on Khemia is far superior.
It's like in America where we act like we're all superior and crap. Even though my school is in, like, a district of California schools, like that UC district, and we're not even the number one UC in our own district, but we're still, like, top 30 in the world, or we're top 50 in the world, but, like, top 30 in the nation, and then, like, top, like, 10 in states. Yeah. We're an amazing school. Pat ourselves on the back. Not gonna tell you guys where exactly, but it's one of those top schools. One of those top UCs, like top 3, 4. Yeah.
Even if it's true that most every school in Khemia is far superior. I'm about to ask why he's brought me here instead of his own place when he suddenly sits up.
Ah! I'm waiting for Grind on Me to start playing, or Pony. Okay, he hasn't taken it off yet. Scipio is like... I keep saying Scipio, it's Scipio. Scipio's like... Oof.
Oh, anyway. To celebrate your promotion, I thought I'd help you with your research on Khemians. Have you ever copulated with one? Copulated with one? My throat is suddenly very dry as I shake my head. Well... The jackal sits up straighter, showing off his physique. His fur is shorter compared to mine, giving him the advantage of being able to show off the muscles of his chest and stomach. Finally, he slides down his loincloth-like clothing.
Not today, Satan. Ooh, look at that butt. The pharaoh has a nice butt.
This jackal is moving boldly, in a way that makes me wonder if he's trying to make it less strange to me. Oh, get it all out of your way, get it all out of the way quickly and get used to it. Although I know what to expect, I'm still left staring in fascination. While very different from my own, it fits well on his frame, and as he moves closer, I find myself reaching out, sliding my paws up his thighs, then around to cup his rear.
Oh, I want a piece of that. I have to get a piece of that Neferu butt, but it's gonna cost me a good fare.
This is the moment that my hesitance drops, and I pull the jackal in close, kissing his groin and abdomen, making him gasp.
Uh-oh. Never mind.
It's a long session of sorts, though not very much happens. I find myself indulging in the wine as well, as the pharaoh seems to really enjoy simply touching me. At first I'm a bit confused, unsure if it's some type of foreplay, but then I realize he's encouraging me to hug back, and at some point, we simply end up entangled together. His arms are around me tightly, and I can smell the wine in his breath. I don't ask him because it would be rude, but I genuinely wonder if he's lonely. I reach back to rest a paw on his shoulder, just in case he needs reassurance, then slowly fall asleep. I wake up, and what happens in the following moments takes many hours for me to put together in my mind. The door to our den is open, and I wonder why, because it should be locked. Wait, is Neferu? He's sleeping next to me, but that's when a large, dark figure stands up beside our bed.
Better safe than sorry. It's gonna be a three-way.
There's something in his paw, and for a moment I try to yell, but nothing happens. The dark blocky shape of his head turns into my direction, noticing me awake, and my guts turn to water. Oh God, there's an almost ticklish sensation in my lower stomach that makes me think I'm urinating. He moves, but then there's a harsh, ear-splitting crack, and before my eyes, I see the man, the sapient, bend and warp in the shape of the wave before blasting apart. I'm splattered by wetness, by smells that I haven't smelled since.
Scipio!
A light goes on, flooding around us, displaying the horror.
What the hell happens, Calm?
The pharaoh's moving around beside me, but I can't move. I smell this person all over me. I'm covered in him.
Oh, wrong button.
An assassination was attempted on the lives of Nefero and Scipio. Separatist connections are suspected. Amicus has been notified.
Oh shit. Oh shit. We almost got murdered. Oh shit. We were about to die. Dear gods, we're about to die.
The drone's light turns to illuminate the wall, and I see everything. No, no, no. Target fully neutralized. Bodily state is incompatible with life. No. No. No! Skip? I grasp at my mane. I feel them pulling at it. Are they coming in to pull me out? What? What?
I'm trying to rephrase it. I'm doing terrible with Nefero's voice when I do Scipio's, because they're both, like, light.
What? Nefero finally focuses on me after fumbling around for the lights. I need to get out. I can't breathe. I roll off the bed, feeling the blood and viscera in my fur as I try to crawl under the bed, but find no space. Then I crawl behind the sofa, still covering my mane, avoiding the blood in the streets, avoiding the men with bricks torn from the university, avoiding looking at one of my old professors get his head smashed in with one of those bricks. Oh no, oh gods, I cover my eyes, waiting. Someone, Nefero, touches my shoulder. I would cover my mane and tremble until I'm finally able to bring my present back to focus. One that's no better than the past. I look up and see Nefero staring at me. He's seen it. He sees what's wrong with me. How will they ever let me go along now? Oh God, I know I'm not going to Khemia anymore.
Oh god, these scenes are so interesting. I love how they cut off so soon. I'm still confused by what happened. I can't piece it together because I'm a dumb reader. Like, I know it's his professor, but did he contact his professor to kill Nefero? Oh no. What is it with Echo Project characters and the main character trying to kill people? Why is it the main character always trying to kill everybody? Oh dear gods.
What follows is a patchy, blurry mess that my memory is never able to put together. It's like during my first years of university, getting too far inebriated at the bar only to wake up with a raging headache and the hope that I didn't do anything too awful the night before. Then I realized that I ended up pissing in somebody's laundry machine, and that I'd have to pay for it. Oh gods, that was a terrible memory. True story.
True story, by the way.
A few things I'm able to remember, though I'm unsure if it's real or imagined. Wolves come into the room, and I don't know if they're from the establishment or the Empire. More drones follow. These, I know, are from the palace because only the Empire owns the drones. Then, I'm on a small ship.
Oh, I guess Lyde is back. Hello, Lyde. Hope you get to play this game soon. I hope you get to play this game soon, too. Ugh, I feel like you're gonna kill this one. Like, the voices are just... oof. So, now we are on the small ship.
All the while, I'm trembling and I can't stop despite feeling completely numb. The Pharaoh tries to speak to me every now and then, but seems to give up after I only offer one-worded answers. I thought I was done with this. No. No. But it's just like the first night after it happened. Like it's never left me. I'm still broken. I can't. Then I'm being ushered out of the ship by Neferu. Comet's talking to us, but I'm not paying attention to him. It's like my mind is crowded with too many thoughts. Yet, I'm not thinking of anything. At least I'm trying not to think of anything. I'm vaguely aware of the fact that Neferu had been cleaning my fur on the way here. Yet, the smell is still all over me. I've heard that jackals have a far weaker sense of smell. Not as sensitive as that of a wolf. But now that I'm focusing on the smell, I keel over and retch violently.
Oh god, I love this look from Neferu. When Neferu discovers my porn folder.
Oh, ow, Tep. I jerked to the side, and at first I think Neferu's pushed me away. I wouldn't fault him for it. But indeed, he's positioned me over the bushes to be sick into them instead of on the path. Not much comes up, just the wine from earlier, and it burns worse than I remember from my younger years. It has been a while. The more festive days at school had ended after the riots.
Reminds me of my actual college life. How it's like, I remember the last time I went to a party was like January or February. And then quarantine, then protests, and nothing has been that big in the party scene in my campus area, mostly. There's one thing that happened, and then cops supposedly came to it, I guess. But yeah, party life has been dead in my college area, too. Can relate, Scipio. Party life ain't the same.
All the while, Neferu is holding back my mane, just like my schoolmates might have back in those days. Amicus insists that you meet him in the palace.
For God's sake, tell him we are on the way. Skip is unwell. Yeah. For God's sake, tell him we're on our way. Skip is unwell.
No, don't tell him that. I am fine. I straighten up purposefully, then taking a deep breath, only to breathe in the scent of the assassin. Ugh, God. He filters through my nostrils as fresh as when he first splattered through our room. Oh, shoot. Again, I give a great retch. But I'm empty and nothing comes up this time. Skip, what's wrong? Were you injured? Are you sick? Yes, that's it. Yes, I'm ill. I steady my feet again, then straighten up my posture, purposefully setting off in the direction of the palace while Neferu follows along, his paw on my back. I shrug him off, not wanting to appear as if I need steadying, like some female about to faint. I was feeling off earlier in the evening, and I suppose it's developed further. I'm feeling better now, though. I'm regaining my focus, my composure. I begin my breathing exercises, the ones that usually steady my pause and racing thoughts. Still, even as I even out my breathing, my vision continues to blacken at the edges and ebbs and flows. A constant threat that I might lose consciousness. That is the one thing I cannot do right now. Not in front of the men who are in charge of this mission. Too much depends on this. Somehow, over the course of 20 paces, I'm able to retrain my mind, recompose my outward demeanor. I worked my way up. Jesus, I can't speak. I worked my way up to this position for far too long. I won't fall and let this height be used against me. Come on, Amicus is waiting. I don't look at him, but I can tell that Nefero is staring at me as he follows along my side. I can tell he wants to ask further. Of course he does, but oh, thank gods, he keeps silent as he turns to walk through the archway and into the palace. I've only been inside the palace twice. The first had been with the two other assailants in training. The first had been with the two other assistants in training, in which Amicus interviewed the three of us before sending us back to the university. God, this reminds me of me being like one of the final people for my interview this past few weeks and making it to the final round and not getting the job. I haven't won an interview, per se. I have not gotten a job in a long time. It sucks. Yeah, I'm getting the feels already, too. I was about to call you Scipio, but Akira. So... The last time was last week, alone, when I'd been chosen. I need to display the same confidence that I'd felt back then, to wipe the last hour from my mind. Can I get a hug from you, Amicus? I need a hug. My confident stride comes up a bit short, though, when I see Amicus standing right there in the main hallway. His presence is always intimidating. He is the Emperor, after all. But right now, he looks especially intimidating. Oh, he's angry.
What the hell were you thinking?
More than angry, he's furious. But he's not looking at me. In fact, as if I'm not even present, his gaze is reserved only for the jackal beside me.
Of course. It's always Neferu's fault.
Oh, this is good. Neferu's smug nature returns, and I have to admit that it impresses me a little bit. Even if he is the pharaoh's son, he's still a lone jackal within the palace of a furious woven emperor.
No, Neferu. I'm not playing your stupid games tonight. This is...
The emperor seems to remember himself and takes a deep breath, though the smoldering fury continues to burn in his eyes.
You realize how serious this is, you realize how serious this is, what could have happened.
I realize this, yes. I was there.
Then what the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck were you doing in the Clay District?
I jump, never having heard Amicus shout like that, or curse in such a manner, for that matter.
Brazenly showing your face, no appointments, no protection.
Oh, they offer protection there. Neferu's joke falls terribly flat, and Amicus lets it hang there in the air, as if to emphasize the stupidity of it.
You know, I almost felt guilty assigning a drone to covertly tail you. What if you'd been killed? I thought you were at least somewhat sensible.
Amicus's muzzle hangs open for a moment, as if trying to search for words appropriate enough to describe his disbelief and anger. Even through my numb senses, I'm able to feel some shame and embarrassment, not only for myself, but Neferu as well. What had we been thinking? We knew the separatist movements had been gaining a bit more momentum recently, becoming more radical. They've been telling us everything we've been saying is fake news. Oh, good night. Got it. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. I'm gonna open up the windows. Just a tad for now, but yeah. Sorry, I just had to say goodnight to my parents. Which I'll be moving away from in a couple of days. This may be my first and possibly only Khemia stream at home. Give me a second, I'm gonna go open the windows. This is the power couple that really deserves to be a thing. Neferu and Amicus like this. Ah, they look so good like this. Thanks for reminding me to hydrate. I'm almost out of water. Try not to show the logo, but you know. If this stream goes on longer, I'm probably gonna need more water. Thanks, Scooby. We discussed the possibility of things becoming more dangerous. While I might not matter in the grand scheme of this mission, losing Neferu would. Oh well. It would end the mission. It might even start a war. Oh God, that's what they want. I suppose I just assumed Neferu knew the risks, knew what he was doing, but I hadn't even bothered to ask. I look at him and see that he has his ears back, eyes downcast. Amicus's anger seems to lose its edge, his demeanor shrinking a bit as he waits for Neferu to respond. Waiting, when the jackal offers nothing, Amicus spreads his paws in a gesture of bewilderment.
I mean, you're not some frolicking first-year student needing a private room for fornication, are you? Or, well, I mean, you're not some frolicking first-year student needing a private room for fornication, are you? I set you up with the best apartment in the Imperial District.
Oh, it's a long walk, and I was tired, Amicus.
What? You?
Again, the Emperor is at a loss for words. An assessment of the current situation indicates that I have information that may be of use to you, Amicus.
What? Or what? Are you talking about the assassin?
About Neferu's living accommodations. About Neferu's living accommodations. Oh, shut up, Calm. Oh, shut up, Calm.
What?
What? The magistrate of the Imperial District ordered for the apartment to be renovated and thus evicted Neferu.
What? I was not notified of this. Or wait, what? I was not notified of this.
According to Adastra Code 3304 under Housing, Magistrate Anthony was fully within his rights to do so without notifying you, Amicus.
Then where the hell have you been living, Neferu?
The jackal opens his mouth, but is interrupted by Calm once again. He has been renting various temporary living spaces, mainly within the Silk and Clay districts. I have logged the addresses of each location if you'd like to.
Okay, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up for once, Calm. The point has been made. If all you do is spy, then you should learn to read a room.
Read a room does not compute, Neferu. We know, Calm. Oh, we know, Calm.
Neferu, why did you not tell me of this?
Amicus looks less angry now, more confused. Neferu sighs. You are the Emperor of Adastra. You have bigger issues to worry about than me getting kicked out of apartments because of Wolven's spite.
Not if it endangers your life. If the Pharaoh or even the Vizier know of your slinking around the worst districts of Adastra, our entire efforts for the past 4 years could be ended within seconds.
Why are you so sure of that? You seem to think they care about me. Or you seem to think they care about me.
I said none of your games tonight. I know your relationship with your father is a poor one, but frankly, that matters little to me. What does matter is the optics. Imagine the son of the Khemian pharaoh being murdered on the poor streets of Adastra. Imagine it. Like it or not, you are my responsibility while you are here, as you are a diplomatic guest. So my inability to, at the very least, keep you alive would demand an answer from Khemia and set back all our work by years, if not generations.
Oh god, I just nearly... that was a tough one to say. That finally seems to get through to the jackal, and he does not respond this time. A very uncomfortable silence follows. Then the jackal bows with a quick duck of his head. You are right, Amicus. I suppose I have become too comfortable on this moon. I apologize for my negligence. Neferu then turns to me. And I apologize to you, Scipio. I had no intention of endangering your mission, but more importantly, your life. Forgive me. He catches me a bit off guard, but I manage to keep my composure. You have my forgiveness, Neferu. Then, realizing Amicus's eyes are now on me, I quickly turn to him. I am adjusting and learning about this new position I am in. Still, I should have known such actions were reckless. I am sorry, my Emperor. Bows. I kneel before Amicus.
Call it.
Holding my breath. This would be the moment to prepare myself for a dismissal from both the palace and my position. Neferu's paw comes to rest on my shoulder in a somewhat sympathetic way. Amicus rubs his face with a paw tiredly, sighing loudly.
Be thankful that Virginia is not aware of this.
Amicus, you should know that a report on this incident has been filed for Virginia upon her awakening.
Delete that comm! How they're like, oh shit. Delete that comm!
Deleting report on the assassination attempt upon the lives of Neferu and Scipio for Virginia.
Gods. I have such a mess to clean up now. Who else knows of what happened?
The owner of the establishment and possibly a few housekeepers.
Calm. Guard the entrance to the den. Ensure that no one leaves the premises until I arrive.
Amicus walks past us, and I can hear the deep rumble in his throat that is a stifled growl before he calls over his shoulder.
Neferu, you are to take up residence in the palace once more. I'll have your belongings moved here from wherever the hell you're staying now.
Oh, wonderful.
In fact, Calm, Alert Vitorus and Brunus that they will both be moving residents behind palace walls first thing in the morning. We cannot afford mistakes at this point.
Yes, Amicus. And where shall I bed for the night, Amicus? And where shall I bed for the night, Amicus? I heard you have a king-sized bed. Amicus is almost past the archway.
Same room as last time. It should be as you left it.
Oh, really? I thought that room was for the Emperor. But Amicus disappears around the corner, a small parade of drones following him. Neferu goes quiet, staring at the archway where the wolf last was. Then he rubs the back of his neck, looking back at me. Does this mean I take the sofa? Does this mean that I take the sofa?
I call couch.
I gesture at one of them. I'm only partly joking. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to stay. If you'd like, I don't think I'd ever seen anyone use them. I believe, however, that Amicus was implying that we share the room. What made you believe that?
Plot development. That's why.
So what made you believe that? There are 2 beds in the room, if it really is the same as I left it. Oh, I see. I think about my small room on campus, the one that I had been moved to after achieving my new assignment, the place that I desperately wished to be right now. Being in the faculty dorms, I don't have to mingle with the students. Not that I would have to anyway, considering they're all off for the summer.
Oh, so he is a teacher. What up, Professor Skip? I'm just gonna bust into one of his classes and be like, Prof Skip, what's up?
Anyway. But while I'd like to be alone, I'm not so sure if there's security robust enough to deal with assassination attempts. And I don't know if Amicus has a drone tailing me as well. Probably not. So, do you wish to speak about what happened, or... In all honesty, I wish to have a genuine bath. I'm becoming aware of the smell again, now that I'm no longer distracted by the Emperor. I'll take that as a no. Follow me. I frown a bit as I follow the jackal, reminding myself of Khemian bluntness and my need to adjust it, or even adapt it for my own use. We walk in silence through the marble halls, and soon cross into sections that I'm not familiar with. The last time I visited the palace, I'd been a bit too preoccupied with taking in my surroundings. I'm now able to see that it's more simple than I would have imagined, almost utilitarian in its design. One would imagine halls lined with gold and encrusted with gems if they only listened to rumors spread by the lower classes. We come to a stop at what appears to be a door without a handle, and the Pharaoh automatically raises a paw to a black square, which sends the door sliding open at a startling speed. That is a bit fanciful, I have to admit. What's even more fanciful is a bath the same size as the public one at the university. Maybe even bigger. The university's bath is almost always filled with dozens of men, but this one is completely empty. Instead of the sulfuric smell I'm used to, I'm instead hit with a warm, steamy wall of floral scents.
Ooh, are we gonna get naked with Neferu? That's gonna be a That's gonna be my side fanfiction, Nikki with Neferu, starring Scipio.
Help yourself. Drones will clean up after you. Or drones will clean up after you. I step in hesitantly, then notice Neferu hanging back. Don't you need to wash as well? There's a personal bath in the room. Besides that, I feel you need a more. Neferu makes vague, waving motions with his paws. Wide open space to ease your mind. What you experienced was a terrible thing, and I know it has affected you. I bristle.
Sorry, getting tired.
For that moment, yes, but I've had time to collect myself. Well, collect yourself further. When you're finished, ask for directions to where I am. Com will direct you.
Jeez, I keep raising Neferu's voice because I keep doing the similar voices for him and Scipio. Or Scipio, dang it, it's so hard to pronounce it.
Neferu steps out, leaving me frowning once again at the way he seems to sprint circles around me with his blunt words. I begin undressing, deciding to be faster with my own tongue when I speak to him. Neferu thinks himself to be more clever than he really is, but it's not difficult to speak fast while being rude. Not for me, anyway. I simply yield to a higher authority, and being a Min-T student, well, that means I yield to most everyone here. Neferu, however, insists we speak as equals, and if most of my assignment involves needing to learn more about him, then I must do that. I suck air through my teeth as I slip into the water, a bit surprised at how much hotter it is than the university bath. I usually lower myself slowly, but it's painful enough that as my groin nears the steaming water, I just drop in all at once. I groan in equal parts pain and pleasure before dunking my head into the scented water. I come back up, tasting the salty minerals, leaving me to wonder how they kept the smell so pleasant. Maybe it's completely artificial. I don't mind either way. I'm already feeling better, shivering down my spine a few times as I imagine the remnants of the night wash off down my body. I submerge myself a few more times before finally settling back, sighing deeply. I'm finally able to relax, and though the hot water is partially the culprit, it's mainly due to the fact that I haven't been dismissed yet. Amicus would have done it in the main hall if he'd felt that what we'd done was too egregious. And for the moment, Neferu hasn't shown any indication that he intends to tell anyone else about what he saw me too. Though I had just been reluctant to share my experience with the jackal, I now think it would be wise to open up to him a bit. He'd seen my reaction and questioned it. Best to achieve some understanding, just in case he goes elsewhere for answers. During the psychological portion of the vetting process for my position, I almost panicked many times. I doubt I'd be able to do it again in my current state. Then maybe you weren't meant to be the one to go. Oh god, it would be difficult confessing my mental weakness to someone that isn't my mindfulness teacher or my mother. My eyes fly open as I realize I've forgotten to send my daily message to her. Damn it! Calm! Yes, Scipio? Do you have a portal here that I can use? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you to use technology reserved for the Imperial family. I sigh, wondering if I'll have to ask the Pharaoh to borrow his. However, your personal portal is due to arrive within the minute, along with the rest of your belongings. Would you like me to send it to you in the baths? Yes, please. I'm not sure how to feel about my personal things being gathered and flown to me without me being involved. I don't dwell on it, standing to soap and then rinse my fur, careful to really get the spots that were at one point crusted up. I dry in a hurry, and as I'm dressing, a tiny drone floats down an opening in the ceiling, balancing a silver rod about the length of my forearm upon its back. I pluck my portal from the floating machine in a delicate manner, not very conscious of what they're capable of. Thank you. I mumble quietly, but it immediately floats away, back to its ceiling hatch. I quickly tap it to extend the transparent, glowing panel from the rod. I feel my heart leap in my chest as I see that I have a message waiting for me from my mother. I'd hoped that maybe she hadn't been up yet, even though Lux is several hours ahead of Adastra, and she's an early riser. So they're hours ahead. Okay, just thinking about the time zones. I open it and see the small message. Skip, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are... Oh, shoot. Meant to go back. I hope you are well. Did you fall asleep early? I imagine they must be working you quite hard. Please respond when you can. All my love, Mother. It was sent around the time I'd been asleep, before it happened. What if I hadn't survived and never sent her a final message because of my forgetfulness? I start to type a message back, a quick one, but then I notice the icon in the corner. Visual communication is what truly makes this device a portal. We only use it once weekly, but that day is 2 days away, and because I miss sending my message on time, and because I miss Mother, I push the icon resembling an arrowhead, as if pointing in the direction of where my mother is, thousands of miles away. She answers within seconds, and at first all I see is white fabric, then a bracelet, then my mother's face. Skip, are you alright? You fell asleep, didn't you? She doesn't sound too worried or upset, but her chiding voice makes it difficult to speak for some reason. Scipio, are you alright? You are alright, aren't you? Have you just had a bath? Your mane is sticking up. The fortress inside my mind that I had thought I'd rebuilt comes crumbling down. I open my mouth, but all I come out is a sob of tears well over. When I get back to Neferu's room, I find him already asleep in the bed. It's certainly much more exotic than the rest of the palace, but being the Emperor's room, that makes sense. I see a few crates stacked in one corner of the room, which I presume to be our belongings. I'm too tired to look into them now, however, and find myself slumping into the smaller bed. Even if it's smaller, it's quite a bit more comfortable than any bed I've slept in. Within less than a minute, the gurgling fountain behind me lulls me into a deep sleep. Better save here, just in case.
Okay. We got more. I'm getting to that point where it's like I'm getting a bit lightheaded, and I think that's just because I'm a bit hungry, even though I had a full dinner. I think I'm just digesting things too fast. And sadly, I'm still gaining weight because I don't know how. It's like my metabolism is like I'm hungry all the time, but at the same time that I just gain weight, I'm like, how did I gain 10 pounds? I literally gained 10 pounds in like 3 months. 6, maybe. Yeah, 6. 6 months. I got chubby. I got a gut. I'd also like to ask the people that are in the chat right now to move their RP to my Discord or a different channel because it might get in the way of some of the other people just trying to get in comments. But yeah, I have a Discord. The link is in my description. Easy plug-in. But yeah. Dirk, why am I turning into Amicus? Because of the gut. Oh, you silly. I don't have the muscles of Amicus. I am weak. I haven't lifted. Yeah, I haven't lifted weights in 6 months. I lifted weights once in March when I was like waiting to ref one of my matches indoors because I was just like, the weight room was also indoors next to the indoor soccer game, and I was like, might as well lift. Then I did, and I haven't since. I've been biking a lot though, so my legs are like exercised. It's just my arms are like weak. But yeah, like I said, I should probably make a Discord. I should probably make like a roleplay chat in my Discord. I'm gonna leave Koromaru to that. And God bless Koromaru for all the work he's done in the chat. Like, holy crap, you've worked so hard. I don't think that this server would be as good as it is without him. If Koromaru is in the chat, could you possibly make an RP chat? Maybe just in general? There's a lot of general things. I should probably move channels. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to reorganize all those channels later on, but adding to the main channel. So I called it Roleplay Safe for Work. I'm gonna put it there. Okay? So, yeah. And if anybody ever needs a not safe for work one, that will be something made. It'll be 18 plus. You're welcome, guys. But yeah, don't worry about it now. Like, I just thought it'd be nice to make sure that you guys still have a place to talk, but not like get in the way of people who like want to participate with the game. But anyway, I sit on the edge of the pond, letting my feet cool in the water. Oh, Scipio, your voice really lowered. Anyway, I sit on the edge of the pond, letting my feet cool in the water. I was only a little confused when I woke up in the palace. You look a little high. Oh, I thought Aiden said you looked a little high. He says, you look like an old high school friend of mine. No offense. I don't think I would be offended by that. That's something I would probably not take offense. If I was told I looked like your like high school friend who was a drug addict or a like your meth dealer or something, I'd be a bit more concerned, but yeah, there's a lot of people that look like me. I'm generic white person look. That's me. Generic white person. Yeah. I didn't have this beard and mustache back in those days. I only had the sideburns back in high school. So that's strange to think about. Like, so like take this away and this. Yeah. And that was me. Long sideburns.
I wonder if they have community colleges in their plan. Oh, that's such an interesting question. Wait, Kurushikudo? Because I went to community college for 2 years. So instead of going immediately to university, I did my general eds and lower division stuff at a community college. Well, most of my lower divisions. And then transferred to the UC school I'm at now. And once I get there for 6 months, I have to go back home. So I don't get the university life for another 6 months. Isn't it great? Yeah. Oh, the link's expired? No! No! Chat, how could you betray me? Just kidding, it's not the chat. Where the heck is it? There we go. Khemia. I'm just going up at the Discord quickly. Apologies for the break. This is gonna be your ad break, maybe. This is sponsored by Ocean Avenue, the visual novel I'm making. And I could say I can sponsor it because it's my own novel. So I have the right to sponsor myself. Okay, so don't worry. I'm bringing up the link. Okay, invite. No limit, never. Where did it go? Okay, a new Discord link has been generated. Tell me if this one works. And just as I do that, I'm just making sure Bam. I added it to my Khemia description, so from now on I'm gonna have to add that to my other novels. Just a reminder afterwards. Jesus, I'm gonna have so many reminders. Alright. And have fun, you people. Oh, when's it coming out? It's coming out this Friday, I would say, like maybe earlier. I'm doing it just before I move. I revised it, and I'm just published like a second beta version to my feedback consultants, just so I can get one more round of flaws they can pick out and help me work out. So, yeah, that's gonna be, coming out on Friday. It's about 5 college students finding their way in life while playing volleyball, and just experiencing the college life at the same time. It's a fun novel. It's more slice of life-y. Kind of what I want to go for. Sports are involved, so maybe a bit sports heavy in the first day. Don't let that dissuade you, because that's just the first day, and it's supposed to kind of introduce the characters. There's not going to be as many matches in the rest of the days as the first day. Just a forewarning. So, anyway, back to this novel. I was only a little confused when I woke up in the palace. Oh, and Lyde's also doing it on his channel. He promised me. Thanks, Lyde. I very quickly remember what happened the night before. It's somewhat easier to think back on now. Still, there's an odd, dreamy quality to what I see, almost like a filter exists between me and the world. It's a familiar, numbing feeling as I sit here in front of the fountain, feeling as if I'm staring through a fog I cannot see. That happened this happened last time too, though it's not nearly as bad. Shortly after the riots, I was seeing everything as if it were a film. A terrible, depressing film, but at least it didn't feel real. Sorry, I keep hitting the chair.
I'm just gonna double check to see how far we are. No, don't open. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're getting closer to the end. I just want to see how much time I had left in the update. So it looks like about 2-ish scenes, give or take. I'm not sure how many scenes there are, but it looks like we're about 2/3 of the way through. I just need to know that so I can eat soon. Getting a bit late. Wait, did somebody draw a naked person in my Discord? We gotta keep going, but hopefully, Koromaru, you're on that, and other mods and whatnot that are volunteering. I think Stadler is still there. Not too sure. Whoever drew the naked thing, I am angry at you. Do not draw naked stuff. As long as it's maybe in like the not safe for work art, it's okay. Oh, okay. It's a not safe for work thing. Now I'm seeing a bunch of other people's not safe for works. Why am I like this? Okay, I'm gonna just leave that go. Wait, what? No, it's Sassy and Scooby. Oh, RPing Dirk. Hopefully it's not RAPING, just RPing. Because that seems pretty close to... Is it okay if I record your game when I start playing it? Oh, what do you mean, like... Oh, yeah. Like, to do it on your channel? Yeah, definitely, go ahead. It's definitely gonna be something I am wanting to... Yeah, I definitely want people to, you know, make videos on it and spread the word about it. Like, definitely, yeah, make sure, like, put, like, the Patreon and the itch.io links in there once I publicize those, so... Yeah. I'm really excited for everybody to try it out. It's not gonna be as good as this, but, you know, it's a work in progress. Still trying to figure out the story. But I kind of have a direction of it. A little bit. Anyway, let's keep going. A terrible, depressing film, but at least it didn't feel real. A defense mechanism my mindfulness teacher had called it. I'd left Neferu still sleeping in the bedroom, hopeful that he might seek me out. It's extremely relieved when he does. Neferu coming to look for me tells me that he's at least still interested in me, which I remind myself is something I need to keep up. He stumbles out, looking a bit more unkempt than usual, squinting in the bright light. Getting fresh air? Oh, I just need... I wave my paws around, mimicking him from last night. Space. Is space... If space is what you like, I think you will really enjoy the deserts of Khemia. You know, I come from a region of Adastra that is a desert. Yes, but nowhere on Adastra is like the deserts of Khemia. Yeah, lots of dunes, right? Among other things, yes. But yes, many of those. I think back to my primary schooling. Oh, I would go to the library and obsessively examine the educational murals of Khemia, the sprawling dunes below, and the bright moon above. Meanwhile, jackals danced in the moonlight. That was probably the beginning of my obsession with Khemia, and the Pharaoh reminded me that I might be able to go. It penetrates through my numbed fog, and I feel some excitement, but also apprehension, because I know I need to talk to Neferu about last night if I'm ever going to rest easy. It must show on my face. What's wrong? What's wrong? Can I speak to you for a moment? About something I'd like to keep private between us. Neferu walks closer to the edge of the pond. Well, it depends on what that something is. Promising to keep a secret before knowing it is... Ahotep! I jump too, bringing my paws to my chest and ducking my head. What? I look back at the jackal as he stumbles back, staring with wide eyes at the ground behind me. I look down, finding nothing but stone and a garden spider. I look back up at him, my heart hammering to bits in my chest, trying to fight off that rising panic. What is it, Neferu? Or what is it, Neferu? If he's playing games with me in my current state, I don't think I'll be able to forgive him. But now he's shuddering, looking angry. Oh gods, damn your 8 eyes! It's every time in this awful garden. Yeah, oh gods, damn your 8 eyes! It's every time in this awful garden. I look at the spider, motionless, legs fanned out to touch either side of the pond's stone border. Are you speaking to a spider, Neferu? And how the hell do you sit next to it? It's disgusting. Disgusting! I sit there, confused, completely thrown off by this sudden, violent reaction from Neferu. What's wrong with it? Everything. Everything is the matter. I start to smile a little. Are you afraid of it, Neferu? You know that their venom is hardly... I know. Many of you wolves remind me of this. It doesn't change the fact that it is an abomination. I look back down at the creature, frowning before poking one of my claws at the very back of its abdomen. Like lightning, it skitters away, up the border and toward a pillar. They're the most natural and effective form of pest control. You know, back when I was a pup, I would catch them and keep them as pets. Neferu watches the spider warily before approaching the edge of the pond, looking about carefully before finally sitting next to me. Cultural differences, I suppose. I think back to my studies of Khemian wildlife, of the many dangerous and extremely venomous creatures that prowled through the sands. Are spiders dangerous on Khemia? I know other arachnids can pose a threat. Scorpions, I think they're called? The creatures with their incredible stinging tails. Neferu dips his feet into the water with a sigh. Oh, incredibly painful stinging tails. Even on this planet, I shake out my clothing and bedding. It became a habit after an incident with one of my loincloths during my youth. I will only say that I would prefer to be kicked in the groin by a Pugnu champion. Oh god, Neferu's got balls of steel. Jesus. I will say that I would prefer to be kicked in the groin by a Pugnu champion. Then your fear of arachnids is completely unreasonable. Amicus would say otherwise. I'm glad to know a wolf that's more understanding. Now, you want to confide in me about something? Our light-hearted conversation becomes heavy once more, and I sigh, wondering the best approach. Sorry? A quick one, I think. Neferu, I've come to enjoy your company over the past year, and especially the past week. I feel that we are becoming true friends. Woven friends. I know we are already friends by Khemian standards. What can I say? You make great conversation. Thank you. But I do feel that because of that. I should tell you that some things about myself that could be important. So, I want to explain what happened last night. Oh, I see. I will let you speak without interruptions then. Well, there is not much to say. Simply that I had a terrible experience 3 years ago. During Cato's riots, some wolves decided to target the university. They stormed our dormitories and attacked students and faculty. I was caught and humiliated in various ways, then beaten. I look at the Pharaoh's reflection, but he's only looking at me with a stoic face. What I experienced was mild compared to others. I witnessed many terrible things. This all left an impression on my mind, a sort of... I furrow my brows, trying to think of the right words to describe it. Like an ache, but in my mind, one that I have mostly been able to overcome. But the events at the den, it irritated that ache a bit. The reaction you saw from me, that was why. Being awoken suddenly, then witnessing what happened, it left me unprepared. But I am prepared now, and I doubt the ache will return. I just wanted to explain it to you, as a friend, though it is something I only tell friends, so I hope you can keep it between us. I wait for a moment, already somewhat happy with my tactics in explaining this to him. But he stays quiet. Anxiety ripples up in a place below my diaphragm. I look up at Neferu, though he's no longer looking at me. Aww. Heart to heart. This is adorable. Oh, they're reflecting from the water. That's so cool. I hope that I was able to make sense. My mind is not broken. I understand what is real. It's more like a glitch that can be easily patched. More silence. My heart sinks. Damn it. I should have known. Why was I so hopeful initially? The Pharaoh is a Khemian. He knows when something is inefficient and won't hesitate to replace it. That's what I am. I was being selfish, trying to stay on the mission. I suppose you're upset with me. I mumbled dejectedly, feeling myself wanting to cry. I keep myself from doing so, partially by biting my cheeks and keeping the corners of my mouth from tilting downward. Something I've done since my earliest memories. It seems to help for whatever reason. The Pharaoh finally looks at me. Scipio. Yes? I keep my voice light and attentive. I am upset, but not with you. I am frustrated with many things. I suppose I'm upset with Adastra as a whole. The Jackal's voice is heavy and distant. Adastra? I know that you know this, but the catalyst of those riots involved me to an extent. Oh, no, wait. I know that you know this, but the catalyst of these riots involved me to an extent. Of course I do. I'm still surprised that he's talking about this. No one talks about it, not in the 2 years I've been involved in the mission, so I suppose I would have never be discussed. I clear my throat. I do know, yes. When I was kneeling in the amphitheater, certain my life was about to end, I was at peace. In fact, you might even say that I was willing to die, especially at that time. Nefera trails his paw through the water again. But then, I was saved by a friend. Shortly afterwards, I witnessed his neck being slashed instead. At the moment he was leaning against me, I saw his neck in detail. I then got to witness his final moments with his lover. I continued to listen, keeping my expression attentive, though I know the full story and am confused as to why he's bringing it up. The human sacrifice saved Amicus's role in the Pharaoh's life. I would have thought of it as an intensely joyous moment for the Jackal. He was very brave. The Pharaoh was quiet for a moment, still playing with the water. Yes, though he'd deny it and tell you that he simply never knows what he's doing, and only goes with the flow, or something along those lines. I frown a bit, even more confused. Anyway, I tell you this because that experience changed something within me. I don't believe that I have ever feared death until that very moment, when I was right next to it. For the first time, I watched a sapient, a friend, transition from existence to nothing. Nothing but an empty, damaged vessel cradled in his lover's arms. Now, I think I understand. Memories surface of that bright blue sky day, of Professor Ubicus laying on his back in the streets next to me as I played dead. I watched his fitful death throes, his last sporadic movements as his damaged brain struggled to continue its existence. And then it failed. My mind begins clouding slightly, and the Pharaoh notices. Sorry, are you alright? I clear my mind. Yes. I should be more delicate, but my point is exactly this. We share a terrible moment 3 years ago, one that still deeply affects us to this day. He pauses. Excuse my Khemian ways, but... The Pharaoh's arm is suddenly around my shoulders, pulling me in towards it until my muzzle is right next to his and he rests his head against mine. I freeze up slightly, definitely unused to the contact such as this. Ahawawe. I hear Nefera's voice, unfiltered by my lingua for the first time, and of course he speaks perfect, beautiful Khemian. That is our word for it. That is our word for it. Old pain. I know that wolves do not, which makes this all the more frustrating. Here, you are expected to face inner turmoil alone. This upsets me. I relax a bit, then lean into Nefera more, partially because I'm happy to be part of anything Khemia, and also because this is actually comforting.
Did he actually speak Zimbabwe? I don't know. Could be. I don't know if Egyptian is a language. Possibly. I don't know. Zimba. Anyway.
I understand what the Pharaoh is telling me now. I never expected this, the son of the Pharaoh, to struggle with such ache like I do. So, understand that you don't have to hide your struggles from me. I would rather help you manage them. That is a comforting thought, knowing that I can confide in someone rather than just my mother. But I worry that I will be dismissed from the mission if it becomes obvious to the others. Suddenly, I've just laid bare my deepest fears to this jackal that I met in person a total of maybe a few dozen times. I realize that I must be Adastra's worst spy, and the always suspicious part of my mind wonders if I'm being purposefully manipulated. Well, Scipio, I purposely manipulate myself all the time. But this feeling of comfort is so rare and welcome that I don't care for the moment. I've always admired Khemian culture, but for the first time I feel as if I'm being included into it. And it's wonderful. Oh, I know. And I would have considered that if the mission involved a dangerous situation. The Pharaoh finally lets go, leaning back on his paws. On the contrary, I believe going to Khemia might help you, especially if you're only there to record an experience, as you said. Well, thank you, Neferu, for giving me a Khemian experience. It's refreshing to say that what I'm thinking. Liberating, is it not? Keep practicing and you'll fit right in once we arrive in Khemia.
Why don't you practice on me? I'd like some blunt answers right about now.
Brunus's deep, rumbling voice startles me out of my lazy relief and happiness, and we both return to see the big Wolverine standing about 10 paces behind us. So does Khemia also have Wolverines? Shout out to Wolverine representation. My dad likes the Wolverines, the college football team, Michigan Wolverines, so hey, we got Wolverine in there now. Amen to that. I saw somebody say do the do, and it's like now I want to go to 7-Eleven and McDonald's now. I want to just binge, even though I just said that I have a gut now. Oh god. I almost forgot I'm at our big Khemian. Almost did. So close. Oh, Khemian boy. I was gonna say Khemian boy, but I didn't think you said that. 10 paces behind us. How a creature so large managed to sneak up on us is beyond me. Morning, Brutus. Decided to join the Palace Club?
I was escorted by a bunch of drones, so I didn't exactly have a choice in the matter.
Oh, someone's testy.
Someone's about to explain to me what the hell they did last night. Or what the hell they did last night.
He notices my ears fall back a bit.
Not you, Skip. I already know that whatever happened is his fault.
Neferu smirks in response. Oh, if you want details, you'll have to accept my invitations one of these days.
Oh, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm really damn curious as to why there isn't more footage of people kicking you in the balls, Neferu.
Just like, oof. That's actually a kick in the balls to hear. Oh, that seems to quickly sour Neferu's mood. Because, Brunus, video recording devices are a luxury on Adastra. Brunus seems to ignore the jackal, instead looking at me.
I don't think it's your fault. But maybe you can tell me what happened so we're not all wasting our breath.
Neferu stops then. Steps in then. Someone attempted to attack us. Likely someone from one of these separatist groups. It's under investigation.
Or, well, sorry, I should probably read that more naturally. Someone attempted to attack us, likely from one of the separatist groups. It's under investigation. The immediate situation was taken care of, but Amicus is taking extra precautions to keep us all safe until we depart for Khemia.
Attack? Attack? What, like some political attack crap? Or some serious attack crap?
Serious, but I will tell you about the details later. For now, just enjoy the rare opportunity of being able to reside in the grand Adastran Imperial Palace.
Well, as long as the two of you are okay. Honestly, this place gives me the creeps after what happened to you. That and the fact that they've only got drones around. I'm especially on the edge cause all my stuff got spirited away on a bunch of drones to who the hell knows where, and my medicine went with it.
You mean your drugs, Brunus?
They're my meds, Neferu.
The big Wolverine takes a step out. The big Wolverine takes out his old little pipe, the one that gave him the herbal smell I recognized him by, though no smoke came out of it. I clear my throat. Calm? There's a momentary pause during which both Neferu and Brunus look at me, and I wonder if I've made a fool of myself trying to communicate with the AI while outside. Then, thankfully... Yes, Scipio? Can you locate Brunus's belongings? You were flying them in by drone. They have been dropped on the roof.
What?
Other information to note. Brunus's luggage contained an illegal preparation of the Khemian plant Papaway to be vaporized in a pipe contraption.
What?
It was promptly destroyed, and a report was filed to Amicus suggesting a 100-year prison sentence for Brunus.
This is what happens in America when you possess marijuana. It's sad but true.
Sad. Very sad but true. It was promptly destroyed, and a report was filed to Amicus suggesting a 100-year prison sentence for Brunus.
What?
The fair talks over the angry growls coming from the Wolverine. Why was it dropped on the roof, Calm? To follow cargo loading protocol, all Khemian Alliance mission members have their personal belongings moved to the roof. Cargo loading?
We are not leaving here until I get my damn pap. I would rather rip off my other arm than have to go through the stretch without my medicine.
Just a moment. Does that mean the ship has arrived? Well, I suppose it couldn't be anything else, unless we're going somewhere I wasn't aware of.
It's here!
What I believe to be Veterus screeching across the gardens reaches our ears. We all look around in confusion and then...
Holy shit, where did you... The ship has entered the atmosphere!
Oh, I love Veterus already. Veterus is chaotic good. Chaotic or lawful good? He's like what? No, he's a neutral good. No, wait, no. He's true good. Oh, Veterus. Veterus's manic demeanor seems to disturb my two friends, which is understandable if you have never seen him in such a state. If he even frightens me occasionally, though I feel this amount of excitement is justified if the ship we've all been waiting for the past 3 years is actually arriving.
How far away is the ship, Calm?
Arrival in approximately 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
Scipio!
I'm a bit distracted, trying to think if I've done anything I need here on Adastra before I leave for at least a year. I know I have, but I always feel like I'm missing something. Viderus is adamant on getting my attention, though, leaping in front of me.
Oh god, his eyes! He's got eyes! Scipio, my boy! My boy!
Just like pulls on the full on, like, what is it, the old school, like, Link, like that crappy video game of Link and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about, where the guy's like, my boy! That's Viderus right now.
Scipio, my boy!
His voice has translated,
Scipio, my boy.
His voice has transitioned into a hoarse whisper.
Remember this moment. Cherish this moment.
Then he yanks me down into a kneeling position before grabbing my head rather roughly and tilting it toward the sky.
Behold your first view of Khemian tech. Let it inspire you, Scipio. It is what Adastra can be.
Don't go. If you say to be continued, I'd actually punch you. I'd punch you. Viewers, I'm gonna punch all you viewers. 1 like equals 1 punch. Oh, to be continued.
I'm gonna do it.
You've been punched. I'm just gonna scroll 1 back. Skippity doo. Scipio. And to be continued. You spoke too soon. I'm awful with that. To be continued. Well, that is Khemia. Sorry, I just had to do this for the future, man. Alright, so this is the cover screen. Beautiful cover screen. Or main menu title screen, whatever it's called. But, God, bummed it's over already. Only 2.5 hours. Awesome premiere of Khemia. Oh, thanks. I felt like it was a bit rough. I didn't read things well. Dirk is uncultured. Amen. Hey, Koromaru. Great to see you here. Just as Scooby says Koro is here. Thank you for doing this today, Dirk. It was amazing. I hope maybe we can do Ahotep Khemia. That would be interesting. I don't know if I would join, though. Like, I just don't know if I'd have the time, Garrett. I would love to see it, though, like, if you got a group of people. Like, even if I wasn't a part of it, it would just be really fun to see or even guest star in. Like, I honestly think it's a great idea. It just, yeah, things just got too busy for me and the rest of our group last time, so, you know. Hopefully we can find a better commitment for the group early on, and if we do it, or if you guys do it with somebody else. Look for the cute raccoon, lol. Yeah, I'm a mapache, which is Spanish term for raccoon, so half mapache, half red panda. So, I'm technically still red panda, but it's more half and half now, so that's why the floof is a bit more pointy. So, yeah. But Dirk, Zelda the Wand of Gamelon is the game you're talking about. Yep, I think that's the one. The one where it's like, it looks like it's just terrible animation the whole time. Yeah. Well, I can't believe we got up to like 50-something views. It's been ages since I have. And I really appreciate every one of you for showing up for it. I don't want to advertise my... game unless I just shove it in like a comment in the description. I don't want to just be part of this and be like, here's my game, here's a big advertisement. I want to be a bit more like calm about it, more subtle, but
at the same time, it's like, I really want you guys to try it out if you want to. It should be out within the next few days, so looking forward to that. And I'm going to be looking forward to this next Khemia update. Now we have Khemia, the Smoke Room, Tennis Ace, Password, and ICO. We got the 5. And then probably my visual novel. I'll do it whenever I feel like it. And whenever I'm done with it. So maybe within the next few days for this one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go get something to eat, because I'm hungry. I had a nice dinner. It wasn't too heavy, but at the same time, it was like filling enough at the time. So yeah, too many VN updates. I can feel you on that. Maybe try Shelter sometime, Dirk. Furzai, are you the person that I am talking to? Like, there's somebody that I DM'd that actually is like, that has worked on Shelter. And they're like, hey, I could help you do music. Because I found them in the Furry VN Discord and was like looking for somebody to hire on as a musician possibly. Because there's gonna be like somebody in there that's gonna be having a lot of music-based things, and I would love to have them like try the whole, you know, music stuff out with like, you know, making it more music contest-esque. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but that's kind of what one of the characters shoots for more of, like kind of the musical theater. Aw, it's great to see Cardamon here, and you're welcome. And I really hope the other creators get to see it too. Like, I really appreciate seeing everybody come on and just having the creators get to see their work come to life. But yeah, I'm gonna probably post in the comments sometime later my Patreon link or my itch.io. Well, my Patreon link's in here always, but my itch.io, I probably just post a YouTube post or something like that. So I don't want to say subscribe to me, but if you feel like it and you want to see me do this more and want to get posts that notify you of things, you can subscribe. Can't believe I'm saying that. It's finally broke. I had to say subscribe. But all right, hitting the 2.5 hour mark, but I think at this point I think we should just pack it up. Let's all get some food. I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven, get some nice, like a nice big, not big gulp, but like a nice big Slurpee. I love Slurpees because they're nice and cold, and they're big and freezy. They taste good. Plus, you can always get them with those Sour Punch straws. Those are really good. Oh god, I can see why. Oh, and the French fries. That's the other thing for the McDonald's. Get the French fries. That was the first thing that popped in my mind that motivated me to get 7-Eleven. I want a Big Mac now. Me too. Why are you doing this to me, guys? You're making me so unhealthy. Oh, God. Get some Papa John's. I don't have a Papa John's near me. That's crazy. I mean, I have some other good pizza places around me, but we have Domino's. But, you know, it's Domino's. Good when you're drunk. I'm more of a vanilla shake person, actually, root beer. Chocolate shakes are alright, but vanilla's me. Just like my skin, I'm vanilla. Bro, you're missing out. Slurpity slurp. Oh, Garrett's talking about Papa John's. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's one further away from me, but I just never checked. We had a Pizza Hut near us. It was used in like an Adam Sandler movie. I remember that. It was the one where he's like on a baseball team, but there's only 4 guys, and one of them eats sunscreen, and it's like really stupid. And then they play this baseball team full of kids, and I think they lose to them. But then they all go to Pizza Hut afterwards, and that's the Pizza Hut. It's now an Indian restaurant, so interesting. Interesting story. I might have to go to the McDonald's that's right next to that old Pizza Hut, now Indian restaurant, because the McDonald's near me closes earlier, I think. So might have to go there, and on the way back, go to the 7-Eleven around there. Dirk's motto, everything vanilla, like my personality. Alright, so yeah, I think I should just check out at this point.
Let me hit the insert ad button. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream at this point. I think I have nothing else to say. My VN should be out by Friday, and feel free to play it on your channels, advertise it, and yeah, I have a Patreon for it if anybody wants to donate to me for it. I'm also creating tiers for it that the higher the tier, well, there's only 3 of them, but the higher the tier, the more stuff you get. Like $10, you can have more access to, not safe for work stuff can be $3 and up, but $10 is, oh yeah, voiceover commissions. I'm gonna do voiceover commissions for patrons. Like, if you do a $10 pledge, between like 10 and 100, so not 100 yet, but yeah, if you get to the $10 tier, you get 1 commission per month. You're allowed to do 1 commission per month. I might change it back to like once every 2 months or 3 months if it gets like way too bogged down, everybody goes crazy over it, or things just get busy for me. But I would definitely do these voiceover commissions, and they would be 1,000 words. So a $10 pledge gives you a 1,000-word voiceover thing, voiceover commission, whatever it's called. So 1,000-word voice commission, plus $10 for every additional 1,000 words. Like, so the first 1,000 words would be free, and then from there, if there's more than 1,000 words, it's basically proportionate to that. So like, what, $1 per 100 words? A penny for 10 words. And then $100, or no, 100. I moved it down to 75 because I thought that would be too crazy. 75 is kind of the top tier. I think I'm going to keep that as my top tier, is the best boy tier, I think it's called. But it basically allows you to choose, like, it allows you to do 2 commissions, which includes the 1,000-word voiceover free of charge for the 1,000 words, and then one that's 10,000 words free of charge, and then once again an additional $10 per 1,000 words. So then 2 commissions, one 10,000, one 1,000. But in addition to that, you can also get a character of yours in my VN. It could be one of your OCs, your Sona, just as long as it's your character or whatnot, or a character you request to make or whatnot, or have permission to use. Like, I don't want you to steal somebody else's character and be like, put them in the game. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, if you want your Sona in the game or whatnot, your OC, you can do it, man. I mean, pay that tier, man. You'll be in the game. But honestly, the game itself is gonna be free of charge. Optional payments on itch.io. So if you want to donate when you buy it, or when you download it, you can pay for it if you want to, but you can always do it for free. Put Amicus in there. Jeez, I wish. But yeah, I can't think of anything else other than that for the $75 thing. But yeah, my Patreon link is in this description, so you can see me there. I'll probably try to post the game release on Patreon, but I'm gonna be posting all the public updates on itch.io. Patreon, I'll know definitely how to upload it as a, it's the patron update or something like separately, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do one where it's like, all people can see it, even if you're not a patron. So yeah, that's it, man. Imagine Hallie pulls up and gives you like $100 for Amicus and Nefero in your VN. Comedy gold. I would cry if they did that. Oh, it'd be just gold. But yeah, I should probably get going now. It's past 11, and I want my midnight snack, baby. And my Slurpee, baby. Wait a minute. I need to check if the 7-Eleven is close to 11. Oh, they're open 24 hours. The one there, the one next to the McDonald's. Now I'm gonna look up McDonald's. I can't spell McDonald's, please help. Oh, they're closing at midnight now. That's interesting. Did not expect that. I thought they closed at 11. And then there's that one. Yeah. The one near the Indian restaurant place is like open till 2 a.m. The others are 12. Okay. I got a plan, man. This man's got the plan. Dio's voice McDonald. Oh god, I would have to learn how to do Dio's voice and practice that if I had to get that commission. Because holy crap, I have not watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You may now kill me. It's amazing looking, and I had roommates who watched it, and I just could not catch on to it at first because I just got too busy in my own head, my own world, working on my own projects and stuff. So maybe someday I'll get somebody to force me to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Maybe at gunpoint. Alright, I should really get going now. Anyway, that's all I got for this episode, and until next time, take care, guys.